Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what ye are. Above the waves high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to another episode of A Safe Space for Men. I'm your host as usual. And before we get started, please remember to like, rate, and review the podcast. I genuinely appreciate it. And we need more reviews. What's going on, everybody? I hope everybody's doing good, man. It's been I won't say it's been a while. It's probably been like 2 weeks, maybe since I recorded or since I at least dropped the episode. Uh, I hope you guys enjoyed the last one. I really when I sit down with Tevin, I feel like it was just like an opportunity to shed light or I got spotlight, somebody who went through the process of getting his kids, like, and multitask, and like, there was so much that he like his path of getting his kids. I mean, in my opinion, it was I won't say it was easy. It was more simple than anything, and like it was going to happen, but it happened sooner than what he thought it would. But I really felt like it was a lot of information there. I feel like because even now, still, even though I feel like as fathers, we have a lot more power now than we did maybe 10 years ago or 15 years ago, or maybe even 5 years ago. But I wanted to like reinforce the mindset of like if you want your children or you want more time with your children, like you could do it. It's possible. And this is a person that was in college, in the military full time. Like he was balancing so many uh, different things, and still is, and is still able to be a full time dad. He's a full time father. He's not part time. He's not co-parenting. He is a full time dad, and yeah, just shout out to him, man. It was. I really enjoyed our conversation. I felt like it was just really good. You know what I mean? But yeah, hey everybody, I'm back. Uh, I love it when things get back to me. We'll get to that and how I said that later on. But yeah, we're back. It's back to school. Uh, Obviously this year I only got two in school, and really, I mean, just being fair, I'm really more so Jordan because Jordan's with me full time, and obviously Emma's not. We share the time, but she's primarily, especially during the school week, with her mom. You know what I mean? I would never take that away, that credit or anything like that, or act like that I have her more than what I do. But yeah, we're back to school. Jordan is in the first grade, y'all. Like time is flying. It really seems like such a short while ago that I was making bottles and I had the bottle warmer next to the bed, and you know she's barely sitting up, and you know what I mean, she really didn't have hair. Like it was just it's everything just happening so fast, and now she's. I remember when Jordan didn't talk or barely did talk, and now you can't get Jordan to shut up, and I mean that with love. But she's just always so full of energy, and she's always has a story. Like I I always, because every day when I pick her up from school, and I'll be picking her up soon. When I pick her up, I always ask her, what did you learn today? How was school? Did anything exciting happen today? Anything bad? I kind of do the rundown of questions, and uh, when I get to the part about how was your day, I better have like be able to give my full undivided attention because we have at least about a 9 or 10 minute story about to unload. And if you know Jordan, then you know because she'll be like, "Well," as soon as she says, "Well," you know you are in for a story. Get comfortable. But that is my baby. She's so excited about school. She wanted to get back. She was, and I'm glad. I hope she stays like that because Emma isn't like that. Emma hates school. Emma doesn't want to go to school. But Emma's also like homebody. I want to lay around in bed all day, which I'm trying to break her out of. I try to allow her to have her own space, and I want her to have her own personality, but I don't want her to necessarily be lazy. And it could just be a phase. Like I said, she's 10, about to be 11, and you know it's a work in progress. But also, shout out to Jordan's teachers. So far, no homework. I like that. I love it. She's making friends, man. She's doing well. Like, and Jordan's her and Emma very much alike to the point where they see like a kid that they know in their class anywhere. It's Walmart, ShopRite, the neighborhood. They're screaming their name. Which again, I don't stop them from doing it because I want them to be excited about school and about having friends and just being friendly. I don't want my kids to be mean and malicious. But yeah, they're growing so fast. And to Emma, speaking of growing so fast, like this weekend we were out getting bras for Emma. Emma's fucking 10, and we were buying bras. And I'm like, I mean, thankfully I've done this before, but it's like, yo, like the time has flew. And on one side, like I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be a part of it. I'm so grateful. I'm blessed. But then like there's a part of me that's like, yo, I I just started going to court for you when last year. You get what I'm saying? Like we spent about a good 6-7 years in court. It's like time wasted, money wasted. In hindsight, everything is great right now. Knock on wood. Again, me and her mom. I feel like we're in a really adult space where if there's an issue or she has a question, like we get on the phone. Like, I always tell her like like you could text me like, hey Ron, can you talk, and then call. I just feel like the disconnection with me and her always was the text messages, and like the delivery. You would read it. That's what anybody. You could read a text message and it could seem like something that it's not. And then when I respond, it could seem like something. And now it's like we're in a tug of war. We both forget that we're like discussing this child, which is ultimately what's important. And yeah, I'm just glad we're in a much better space, and I'm trying to get there with everybody. Well, just the two, because again, my oldest girls, me and Emma, there's nothing for us to discuss, communicate. We'll get, yeah, I won't even go into that right now. But yeah, shout out to my kids. They're doing great. They're back to school, and I don't know. It's so like every time I think I lived through the worst year of my life, I feel like I go through the worst year of my life, and I mean that seriously and sarcastically. And it's like a lot of times it's like trying to remember to stay the course, and because some days I ain't gonna lie, some days. Up until recently, and we'll get into why recently, but up until recently, I would feel defeated. I would feel like, like I'm not getting enough done. And ironically, my brother, Scoop, my brother Rick, he called me like out the blue. I was at work. This is probably like 3 weeks ago. Yeah, about 3 weeks ago, maybe 4. He called me. I think he had watched the episode. And he called me like, really just gave me my flowers. And he kind of like spoke life into me. And I remember I was having like a really rough day that day. And he called and he's like, yo, like I really love your setup, your delivery, like the message you're trying to get across. He was just, he's big brother in me, and I really appreciate it because he's somebody that's not gonna lie to me. If he thought my podcast was shitty or I wasn't doing a good job, he would say, Ron, I'm gonna come help you do this, and that, whether it's your lighting, whether it's, hit, whatever it is, because he's from that world. Like Rick has been on TV shows and he's done a lot of stuff as far as like in the entertainment area. I don't want to put all his business out there. And I am working to get him on here. If he hears this, I did talk to him about it, but I feel like he has an incredible story to tell as well. I won't get into it because I want to share that directly with him. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I appreciated it, and I really needed it. And like I said, a lot of me feeling defeated, just I always feel like I don't have enough time. I was feeling like I didn't have enough time. I don't have enough time. There's always something to do, and like I'm always doing all the things I have to do, and then like I'm putting the things I want to do on the back burner, and it's like trying to find a balance to do that is really fucking hard. Like it really is, man. It's like balancing kids while balancing work, while balancing my fitness, while balancing personal life shit, while balancing my dreams, while balancing my mental health, and it's like, when does it end? Like, there's so much shit to balance. Like, there's no playbook for this. There is like, this is the shit they should have been teaching us when we were kids in school, or our parents. Like, and I mean, obviously, I'm pretty sure our parents tried to teach us some of these things, but some more than others. But again, like, also understanding like our parents were just teaching us what they know. You know what I mean? And then like every generation, I guess, expands upon that. I take what my parents taught me, and then whatever I learn, and then I give it to my kids, and then hopefully they do the same, and whatever they learn from my mistakes and so on. Like I get it, but It's a lot, man. It really is. And honestly, I know it's a natural thing to question, like if I'm doing a good job as a dad, am I doing everything that I could or should be doing? And I try to give myself grace. I really do. And um, the analogy I kind of came up with, and ironically, because I'm a runner now. I'm officially a runner. I run all the time now. I'm running miles every week. I'm running 5Ks 3-4 times a week. Yes, your boy is a runner. If you want to come run with me, come run with me. I run every morning, or every probably 3 or 4 days out the week in the morning times. But yeah, I love it. I feel, oh my God, I feel great. But to my analogy, I kind of looked at it like when you go to a track, and genuinely when I go to the track, there's like 15 people there. And everybody's doing their own thing. Everybody's running their own race, their own marathon. Everybody has their own goal. I want to run 5K. Then maybe somebody wants to go and they just want to run a lap. Like that's their goal, and then they're good. Then maybe somebody there wants to run 10 miles, and then they're good. There maybe somebody wants to run 5 miles, and so on, whatever. But the thing about being on a track is like you're focused on what you're doing and not comparing to everything else. I heard this great phrase, comparison is the thief of joy. So like while I'm trying to balance all this stuff, I'm also trying to like enjoy being a dad and enjoy watching my kids grow up and enjoy spending time with them and enjoy um, learning and enjoy everything that comes with this life. And like obviously I don't want to be anybody else. I wouldn't want any other kids. Like I'm grateful for the problems we have. I'm grateful for the success and everything that comes with it. I really am. But yeah, that's kind of like my analogy. And so what I did start doing, I started taking one day every week where I would just take the day for myself. If it was a day off, or if I kept the day off, because I know I like to work, but I would take the day off and I would just keep my that day for myself. So if there's school, obviously the kids go to school, and everything that I do that day is about me. It's for me, whether I go to the gym, whether I go to the track, whether I read a book, whether I clean my house, or like whatever it is, I'm doing something for me, or whether I go for a walk, or whether I go to happy hour, or I go to a lunch, or I go to a breakfast, or I make me a breakfast in the house. But like, I really take time that day to do something for myself to where I can like really focus on me, where I'm not doing anything I gotta worry about. You know what I'm saying? So I probably take cleaning out of it too. Even though when your house is clean, I'll tell you, like before I started recording, I mopped. I got this new I forgot the it's this orange Fabuloso. It smells outstanding. But when your house is clean, like I don't know, it's like a different energy. But yeah, just doing something one day every week, like kind of like a mental health reset day, and really just that day is about me and making sure it's not about my dad, my mom, my kids, anybody in there, probably anybody that's calling me for advice. Like all that is, yeah, phone is on do not disturb, and then I'll get back to you afterwards. It's really about taking that space, especially on a school day. So she's getting dropped off, 8:30ish, and then I don't got to pick her up to like 3 something. So those 6 hours or so is just like it's about me. Do things that are productive to me. Sometimes I go work out and then I'll go to the pool and swim. Like that is, again, it's just the ability to, I guess, pour back into myself, because I feel like I'm always pouring into everybody else and my kids. And that's just who I am. But don't overextend, don't overpour, because then my cup will be empty, and I have to make sure that I'm taking care of me, man. So yeah, it's like no work on those days. Don't take overtime on those days, and just again doing things that directly benefit me. Ironically, I'm currently out of work, y'all. I'm currently out of work on suspension, paid suspension, but out of work on suspension nonetheless. But no details. I don't go into detail because I don't know if if the superiors be listening to my shit, and I don't, But just know I'm good. I'm not in any real danger of any trouble. Knock on wood. Those close to me, you guys know. So yeah, now I have the time to do whatever I please, which has also been good because like every day when I pick Jordan up from school, like she looks forward to it. Like she's like, oh, like I called her like, Daddy don't have to work right now. I'm out of work for a couple of days, and we'll be back soon. But she looks forward to it. She hasn't had to go to the sitter. We actually went to go visit the sitter yesterday because she wanted to. She hadn't seen her in a couple weeks, but yes, I ain't gonna lie. I've been spending a lot of time with Jordan. That's why I've been doing a lot more running. I've really been working out a lot. You know what I mean? Just taking the time. You know what I mean, to do whatever and relax. Like I got a relaxed day coming up. I think it's tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think tomorrow I'm gonna relax. I don't think tomorrow after I run, I'm not doing anything. Like I'm gonna come back home and I'm just gonna chill out. I'm gonna work on stuff that already benefits me, whether that's lining up interviews for a podcast or other things I want to do that are affiliated. Because I got a lot of stuff that I want to do for the podcast, and I gotta like stop talking about it and just fucking do it. Because I'm not even, I can't even say I'm a procrastinator anymore. I just be getting sidetracked. I'll wake up and like I want to do these things, and then like TV has really kind of been taking over my life too. Like court TV or court TV, these documentaries that are on Netflix about like murders and like all this stuff has been taking over my life, and they're all really good. A friend of mine's actually, she put me onto it, and I was just like, I've been locked in. I've been running through series. And then I got all my shows about to come back on the end of the month. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but yeah, crime TV and murder mystery documentaries, they have taken over my life. I can't for some reason I can't think any on the top of my head, but yeah, I've been watching everything. It was this thing called, I think, Murder Crime something. It's from Dick Wolf. It's about something in Los Angeles, like cold cases, and some I think 5 were in New York. Like they were all really good. And I love that shit, man. I could watch that like indefinite. But yeah, currently I feel better than ever, man. I feel just like stronger, and I feel like I'm getting in the best shape of my life. Like I just feel really good. I was even looking at my skin the other day. Like my skin is looking really good. It's just like because I haven't had to go to work. I'm not because work is a whole nother, and I love my job, but right now work is a whole nother. At least from the people I talked to before I got suspended, and the people I've been talking to, like it's chaotic as hell in there right now. So I am clearly not missing anything, and it's like ironically it's like every time I feel like my mental health is in like the best space it's ever been, it gets in an even better space, you know what I mean? I'm just in like mentally I'm literally in like the best space condition of my life, and so yeah, I'm not eager to get back to work. I am in no rush. And a friend of mine's Shakir, my dog. I'm gonna owe her my life. I remember when I was telling about it, she was just like, "Yo, like it's probably a blessing in disguise," because she's again one of my friends. Is like, "Yo, you know, you work too much." Da, 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 da. Like a lot of people tell me that, but again, like at my core, I'm a provider, so like there are things that just have to get done. So, and that's just what it is. But I can't lie, I really did need a break. I genuinely, this is a break that I needed. That I didn't know I needed, and it's really like God has given me a glimpse of like what my life could be like if I do all the things that I want to do and set my life up the way I want to set it up. And I can't even hold like I'm approaching stay at home dad husband territory, like, and that not literally like not having a job but having a business, whatever it is. But if I could position myself to be able to like generate income legally and be at home this much or be at home in pockets like this where I could be at home for like 3 weeks, and then let's say I gotta go on the road or whatever it is that I do uh, for a week or two, and still like that would I ain't gonna that would be ideal for me. That would be ideal. Knock on wood, but that would be ideal. It's and I look back on it, I feel like I was comfortably operating in chaos, if that makes sense. Like I really was. And with that being said, man, can I just say that single parenting, and when I say this is no shade to anyone I have kids with. I always got a preference. Even I know y'all know that I don't mean that by now, but like single parenting is really not for the weak. It really isn't. I would not wish this shit on my worst enemy, and I don't mean it in like a negative way. Like, of course I love my kids. I love spending time with them, but the level of again responsibility when you are solely responsible for a life, especially kids that are under a certain age. Let's say kids under 12 or 11, or kids that can't cook and take care of themselves. That's preference by that. If you're a parent, you know what I mean. I got to stop over explaining, but trying to find balance is an absolute struggle because it seems like no matter what, your kids either always need something, and they definitely don't care about anything. They always want their time and their attention. Like Jordan does. Jordan is, first of all, everybody. If you see me with Jordan, you know Jordan be up my ass. But like in a good way. Like that's you expect that she's with me all the time. But even now, there's like one day a week where she'll creep in my room. She'll be like, "Daddy, can I sleep in your room tonight?" And I'll be like, "Yeah," because that's my dog. That's my baby. And there's gonna come a point where she's not gonna be doing that. And I mean, in a way, I'm gonna miss that. I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Like your kids grow up and they leave, they get older and they leave. They get in relationships and they leave. Like, you know what I mean? So I guess I'm soaking up all that right now. But yeah, like it's just, I don't know. Even with like Emma's like that too. Like there are times where she just wants to play. Like I can come in the house or whatever it is, or I can wake up. I can wake up. It always happens either when it's always when I'm dead tired. Like I can wake up or just woke up, and like I'm brushing my teeth, and I'll come in and just check on them, and she wants to jump on me and play, and that's just who she is, and I love that about her. Uh, but it's always like obviously at 8 o'clock in the morning after I just brushed my teeth, and especially I don't want kids that ain't brushed their teeth jumping all in my face. But or just it'll be like I'm ready to go to bed. It'll be like 9:30, 9:45 at night, and I'm tucking them in, and they want to jump, they want to wrestle, and they want to play, and obviously I do it. But they're like, "Yo, I am like this. 15 minutes of doing this is cooking me." Um, and also trying to like enjoy the time again, balancing it, and being part of it again. Like I was just saying, we just went to go buy her bras this weekend, and like just a reminder, like she's turning 11 in a month. A little over a month, she turns 11, which also means her cycle is on the way. You know what I mean? Not to get too descriptive, but it's just like everything is happening fast. You get what I'm saying? We're what I think what 2.5 years away from high school. Like like the time is flying, and then when she's starting high school, Jordan will be preparing for middle school. You get what I'm saying? When she finishes high school, Jordan will be preparing for high school. Like it's great when Gabby's graduating from college. Emma will be going to high school. Like, it's such a crazy, like how it happens so fast. And I look at the pictures behind me, and it's like I see Kanaya and Gabby right there, and they're babies. Gabby wasn't even walking in that picture, and it's like, yo, it feels like it was yesterday, and the time is flying. And again, I'm trying to enjoy every moment, every minute I have with them, but it's like I don't know, man. Like Jordan, she's so full of energy and so full of life. And I ain't gonna lie, like on my worst days, like she definitely is positive. I could be having like the most fucked up day, and she always does something or says something that kind of like reminds me or lets me know like I'm doing a good job. It could be the smallest things. I can like make her dinner and like I'll give her a plate of food, and she'll be like, "Daddy, you're the best cooker." And while like she means it, but like it's like it reinforces that appreciation that your kids don't have when they get older, and we'll get to that in a moment. Or your dad, you're the best dad, and you're like obviously, and my mom like I'm your only dad, but like I get what she means by it, and again, part of like being a single parent, like constantly making sacrifices that aren't favorable. You know what I mean? Like there are sacrifices that we make as parents in general that otherwise, if we didn't have kids, we would not fucking do it. You know what I mean? And I say that passionately, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that agree. It's like your kid gets sick and everything stops. You know what I mean? When you're the primary, like everything. Like if we wake up tomorrow and Jordan is sick, obviously I don't have to go to work. But anything I had planned for my relaxed day, all of that now that does flip. That is the one thing that it could flip for is for my kids and if they're sick. Okay, my relaxed day is gone away, but like now I'm taking care of her all day. Like it just changed. Or if I had to go to work, I gotta completely reorganize my day. I gotta call the sitter. Even though it's an easy fix in a sense, but it's like there's other kids there. So now, depending on how sick she is, do I need to call off work? Do I, you know what I mean? Is it contagious? Because I don't want to get other kids sick. That's kind of how I operate. Which is why I hate when people send their kids. I hate it, but I also understand it. I hate when people send their kids to school sick, but I also understand it because I know everyone doesn't have a babysitter. Everyone doesn't have the other parent. Everyone doesn't have siblings or a grandmother. There are people out there that I know that have no help. no assistance. And when their kids do get sick and they're out of sick days, like they got to make a decision to either leave their 6 or 7 year old kid in the house by themselves with a tablet or a phone and FaceTime them all day and try to prep all their food for like, you know what I mean? Try to walk them through how to do everything and hope they don't burn the house down or get sick and hurt. And risk getting in trouble if you have a nosy neighbor that wants to call DHS on you, you know what I mean? Or call out of work and risk being fired. Like I totally understand that struggle. I've been there. I get it. I've taken my kids to work when I was younger, when they were younger. Like literally had to take them when I worked in a restaurant, let them sit in the lobby. Like I've done that. So it's yeah, your kid is sick, everything stops, man. And again, it's just like giving myself grace again, like because sometimes I really am I'm my biggest critic. You know what I mean? I really am. You know, I at times I'm really hard on myself, or was. I'm kind of growing out of that. Again, that's with my kids getting older. That has definitely helped because my perspective changes on a lot of shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm not as willing to do certain things. I'm not going to like there's and that is more of a reaction to something with them in particular, and we'll probably get to that at some point today. But it's like you need that balance and partnership, companionship, and stuff like that. You know, obviously, if I had a girlfriend or a wife and stuff, like things would probably move a little easier. And but as much as I hate being a single parent, I think I reached a point where I'm like I'm not eager. I'm really not eager to bring anybody into all of this to entertain. I'm just not. And there was a point where I really crave like companionship. But one, I've kind of got to a point where I really just kind of enjoy being alone, not being lonely. That's two different things. But being alone, like having my own space, not answering anybody. Like that. There's so many perks that come with a relationship. There's just so many things you don't got to deal with when you're not in one. I don't mean anything weird. Like I can go fuck whoever I want. I don't mean anything. I just mean like not having to explain the unexplainable or the things that aren't necessary to be explained or like whatever, shit. So and for real, I've really just been taking the time to work on me, work on myself again. Like that's kind of what I feel like most of this year has been about, is just becoming a better me, a better dad, a better Ryan, and focusing on the areas where I can improve and the areas where I feel like I may have been dropping the ball or was dropping the ball or did drop the ball. And also with just acknowledging and understanding that there were times where I didn't or I wasn't willing to give the best versions of myself in previous relationships. You know what I mean? So like kind of looking at like, damn, why? Why when I was with you, I was like, I'm just not doing that. You know what I mean? Like why was I not romantic or loving enough, whatever it is. And those are just examples. But it's just, yeah, I really look at that. So ultimately everything comes back to me. And then I get like that people have problems. Like I really understand that nobody's perfect and people come with problems. But I'm not interested in bringing anybody into my situation that comes with a bunch of chaos and a bunch of problems. You know what I mean? Some is okay, but chaos I can't do chaos in friendships, relationships, family ships, whatever. All of those ships. I don't cruise ships. I don't want no chaos. It's just that because I notice like chaotic people and people that are used to chaos, they really bring out the worst parts of me. Those are the people in my past or in my life that I'm a different person around them. And it's because they trigger or they do things that, you know, bring a different part. I know I'm responsible for my own actions and self, but y'all get what I'm saying, man. And more than anything, when I do get a partner, I want it to be a healed partner. That is really important to me, to show up healing, or working to be healed. Like, no, you got to be healed or healing. Like, I kind of, that's why I need you. I don't have the time. I ain't gonna lie. I don't have the time. I realized that, I think this week, I realized that I don't have the energy to be like, working on some shit that you've been working on for 10 years or something. Like, and it doesn't mean that you're not working. We're not on the same timetable. You know what I mean? And I mean that with love. It's not even directed at anybody because I don't want anyone to feel like, oh, he's targeting me. No, that's not the case. But it's just in my experience, in my dating experience, the things that I'm people that I'm running into and stuff like that. And again, it's ultimately back to what I attract. So I've gotten better there. I'm getting better there. But yeah, and then it's always about what you tolerate. But yeah, I don't. And when I say this with love, go heal. There are a lot of people that need to heal, and the reason I say this is because I even now like social media's a motherfucker, but I feel like it's a group of women out there that are like hurt, scorned, and unhealed, and now like all you see them posting, they just after talking about a man's money and what a man can do and a man taking care of them, this and that, and I'm all for. I get the whole provider aspect of it and this and that, but I genuinely, and I have daughters, and I have always taught them to show up to relationships being able to take care of themselves. Like that is because I feel like you at least take the control part. It takes the control out of it. Because if you allow someone to control whether or not you're going to eat, if you got gas in your car, if your house is going to be warm, if your hair is going to be done, like if you're relying on a person to do all these things and you can't do them for yourself, you can't you won't be able to move the way you truly want to move. You know what I mean? Like if they do some shit that pisses you off, you gotta tolerate shit. You gotta tolerate shit you otherwise wouldn't. And yeah, so yeah, when I say again, go heal. Y'all need to go heal. Y'all blocking your blessings, man. Y'all really are. And I get it's okay to and understandable to know what you want and to want what you want. I respect it. I get it. Nah, I don't respect it, but I get it. But be realistic. You know what I mean? It's just you gotta be real. You gotta be realistic. You know what I mean? And I feel like I'm also tired of hearing about I got a degree. We don't. Can I tell y'all? This is to every woman out there. Men, we don't give a fuck about your degrees. We don't care. We don't. I'm telling you. I am around a lot of men. Men with money, men without money, good dads, good people, bad people, drug dealers, non-drug dealers. Like no man cares about your degree. We don't care you got a doctorate. We don't care about any of that shit. You want to know why? Because most real men are able to take care of themselves and they show up with their own properties, their own cars, everything. They have a place to live. They can feed themselves. Like there are a lot more men domesticated nowadays. Like the whole time where, and I'm not knocking anybody with a degree or has went and got the education or is trying to get the education. Salute to you. That is awesome. But what I'm saying is when it comes to when we're looking at you and we're like, is this the person I want to spend the rest of my life with? Nowhere on our list of pros and cons is a fucking degree. We don't give a fuck about it. I'm telling you now. Your degree can't help us, and your degree can't help me if we're in a relationship and my mom dies. Your doctoral in fucking forensic science does not help teach you how to cope. Help me cope with the death of my mother or my father. You know what I mean? Or me being sick or me getting cancer. Your fucking degree doesn't do anything. You know what I mean? So we are looking at other things. We are looking at what type of person you are. Are you compassionate? And I'm gonna tell you this now. Like I always hear a lot of girls calling themselves bad bitches or I'm so beautiful. They lead with that. That lets me know you ain't had no substance. And a lot of y'all may be beautiful, but your personalities, oh my God, they're fucking ugly. They're disgusting. They're the little red honeycomb emoji mask. It's ugly. And vice versa with a man and his money. When your mom dies, no, I can be a billionaire, but if your mom dies, none of my money can bring her back. Nothing that I own can help bring her back. Nothing can erase that pain other than me just being there for you, holding you on the nights you need to be held, giving you the space when you need it, talking to you or listening, shutting the fuck up and listening. You know what I mean? So I just think I get the whole provider aspect, but I think a lot of women do not know what provision is. And it's really been bugging me. Like I keep constantly seeing it. And I had a conversation with like two people maybe last week. So and I think they're listening. So it's not, I don't want you to feel like it's coming at y'all, but it's definitely the conversation we had did kind of fuel part of this. And social media makes it so hard, man. I feel like we all, and I mean, we're all on social media. We're all scrolling and viewing and seeing what people got going on. But I think too many people, and mostly women, are out here acting like happy wives or living these lavish lifestyles and behind closed doors, they're hurting. Living two totally different lives. You got the life you live on the internet where you got this husband and y'all going places and y'all going on these trips and y'all doing this, and that, but you getting cheated on. And you can't do nothing about it. You can't do shit about it. You want to know why? Because he financed everything. And it's easy to say, "Oh, I'll divorce him and take half everything," but I'm none of y'all. There's a lot that aren't willing to go through with that because just there are people out here that are really afraid of failure. Same thing for men. There are men out here that are just looking like the best family men that they are, and that doesn't mean they're not good dads. But same thing, they out here just living a totally different life. Y'all got side bitches. Y'all got all this stuff going on. Y'all got side families, and we don't see that obviously because you ain't gonna boast and post about that on social media. I just feel like social media makes it so hard because again, comparison is the thief of joy. It really is, man. And I don't want none of that, yo. I don't want none of that toxic. I don't want to be part of none of that. I don't want none of that. Which is why, like, even now, just I think I gotta add in like when I'm my date questions is like, what's your favorite color? Do you want more kids? And like, do you have someone that you're married to or not married? Whatever, somebody that thinks you're in a relationship with them or you are like that's those last two are really important because I don't got time to be meeting somebody and then 6 months into it or 6 weeks into the situation or relationship. Oh yeah, by the way, I kind of still do. Wait a minute, like I'm 39. I ain't got time for it, man. And so I'm gonna take my time, man. I really do, cause I genuinely do. I'm just being transparent, and a little vulnerable. I do have a fear of investing into the wrong person. I really do, cause I felt like I've done it a lot in the past, and in certain situations, it really has bit me in the ass, and it's like, yeah, I don't want to do that again. I don't want to be in court. I don't want one court for kids or court for other stuff. I don't want none of that stuff. I want to live happily ever after. You know what I mean? I want to, yeah, and build a life together peacefully, and that's it. And watch some of these murder mysteries and some crime TV with me, man. Let's eat some fried chicken. That's really it. And if you know, I make the best fried chicken. I probably make the best fried chicken on this side of the globe. Maybe in all of the world. I don't know yet, but yeah. If you had my first of all, if you've had my food, you know I can cook. But if you've had my chicken, you know my chicken is my fried chicken, hands down, the best. But back to my kids. It's so important for like my own mental health to know when to tell my kids no. That's what I've been working on and maintaining boundaries and like that's also part of it with like being a single parent is because when you're like doing that stuff even with Jordan there's certain times I gotta set boundaries with Jordan where it's like you know because she has the freedom to kind of do whatever, but like even something small, like don't come in the bathroom anymore while because she's 6 now, so don't come in the bathroom anymore while I'm in the bathroom using it. And that part, if you're a parent, that's really hard to break them out of. But it's just like because she's 6, and at this point, while I'm your dad and I love you, I'm still a man, and you're 6 and you're about to be set. Like you're in that because like Emma can't come in the bathroom, or she won't. She just won't come in the bathroom while I'm in there. First of all, she's not doing it. But like there's just you got to create boundaries with your kids, no matter the age. Even me, like I get so mad because when I'm taking a shower and Jordan wants to come to the bathroom, and if she got to use it, that's one thing. But when she wants to come in there and talk, or if she's got a question, it's like, yo, this is my time to take a shower, wait till I'm done. Da 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 da. But yeah, create boundaries with your kids, especially the older ones, man. I've also come to accept and really make peace with, and that's more about, I guess, my older kids. And I've really made peace with the fact that my kids are not going to necessarily turn out how I want them to. I think that because obviously, when you raising your kids and you teach them stuff, you expect, hope, wish that they, turn out the way you want them to. Yeah, that's just our, you got a vision and I hope that that's how they end up. And when they don't, it could be really disappointing. But making peace with it kind of makes it easier for me, man. And again, sometimes, especially at recent, sometimes the best love you can give your kids is tough love. And someone needs to hear this right now. There's someone out there that someone needs to hear this right now. Your kids are not going to appreciate everything that you've done for them in the present. What I mean by that is you kind of got to think about our parents or your own parents and uh like what how old was you when a lesson from when you were a kid you got it. And most of the time, at least for me, lessons are things that my grandmother was trying to teach me. I got it while I was having a conversation with one of my kids, while I was telling them to do something. You know what I mean? It kind of like hit me. And it's like, damn, my mom or dad used to say the same thing to me. You always hear me say like, damn, when I'm talking to my kids, I hear my grandma. I hear her yelling at me when I'm yelling at my kids, or hear her lecturing me when I'm lecturing my kids. And I think that is really important to understand and accept. It's hard to accept, but you kind of gotta just let them learn. You gotta let them go and let them learn. Which brings me to one of my children. Again, I love her dearly, but she is still distant. Still, I guess, because I don't want to talk too much about her. Because with respect, because we still haven't really had, we really haven't talked. But um, still, in my opinion, has an attitude. In my opinion, she's operating or acting like she's old something. And I think that part of it was really a problem for me. And again, the boundary I just got in place with her is that you just can't only call me when you need something. And that's like that with all my kids, honestly, especially all the older ones. All the three grown ones, y'all can't only call me when you need something. Our relationship, it has to be a two-way street. I should only calling you when I need something, and vice versa. We should be constantly having conversations. But once you reach a point where you're not communicating effectively or communicating at all, taking my calls, anything like that, it's just like, okay, like I have to allow you to learn because there was pockets of time where I didn't speak to my dad. There was, I think I went like a whole 2 years not speaking to my mom, and she probably didn't even care or didn't even notice, but because something had happened, we don't got time to get into that today, but but yeah, I think we all go through things and we learn, and uh, we'll see in a couple years or whatever. I feel like this is an opportunity for her to learn, to grow, um, learn from her own mistakes. You know what I mean? And uh, again, like boundaries is that's the big one of my biggest takeaways from this year too. Just setting boundaries with people, man. And before anyone says it, because I know someone's gonna say, "Oh, Ryan, you're 39, and she's, at an age where she's an adult, but her brain is still developing." I totally get that, but trust and believe I've already taken all that into account. But uh, that doesn't mean you can't hold your kids accountable because they're still developing and learning. You still have to hold them accountable, especially girls, because you know what happens when you don't? When they get boyfriends or husbands, now they're going through hell because we set the wrong standard. We didn't set the precedence. You know what I mean? That way, when her husband tells her no or checks her on something, she doesn't react in a negative way. She is receptive of it. She is willing to conversate. She's willing to civilly settle the disagreement. You know what I mean? A lot of, oh my God, there's so many people out here that can't do that. Um, I will say this: one of the things that was really triggering for me, that got again back to everything gets back to me, and it wasn't said directly to me, so it's secondhand information. So we'll take it with a grain of salt, I guess. I think. But one of the things that triggered me was she said I treated her like a hobo. And again, if you're close to me or you know me, you've been around me and you've been in my house and you've been seeing my kids and you be around my kids, or I brought my kids around you, and anyone that knows me knows that I would do anything and have done anything and do anything for my children, for my babies. So, I mean, there's a conversation to be had at some point. Right now, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even in a place where I could, um, where I feel like anything positive can come out of it at the moment. I really don't. I don't. I'm not there yet. You know what I mean? It's part of my maturation and my growth, but it's just I'm so disappointed right now, um, disturbed, bothered by certain things. Um, and hopefully, again, there'll come a time for that conversation to be had, or an entire conversation to be had, and hopefully we'll get back to a great place. Because she used to be very much like Jordan, up my ass when she was Jordan Z. You know what I mean? So it's crazy how things shift so fast or feel so fast. Because obviously she's 18, and this has been like a whole eight. That's a lifetime. But like, yeah, I'm gonna say lastly, eh, once any child of mine, any adult child, and I think I may have mentioned this before, shows me that they're ungrateful, I now have to show them better than I could tell them. That's not like a petty type thing or a tit for tat, but it's like, okay, I have, you know what I mean? I have to do, now I have to show you what you should have been grateful for. You know what I mean? And that's just my position on it, man. It really is. Before we get out of here, man, congratulations to my boy Moshe. He was on last year, the spin therapist. He got married. Congratulations to you and your beautiful wife. You have such a beautiful family, brother, man. I'm so proud of you. Uh, he kind of kept it under the wraps. I saw it, it just popped up on my feed. I was like, oh shit, he got married. I hit him up immediately, yo, congratulations. Like, I love it, man. Black love. It's so beautiful to see, man, doing things the right way. Again, he's such a good dad. He's such a good person. I feel like he's always giving, 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 giving. He's just like, he's a giver, man. I remember he sent me a shirt. I'll have it on one of these episodes, but he sent me a shirt, Mental Health is Wealth. Just he's just a great human being, man. Again, congratulations to you, brother. I'm super proud of you. And I wish you guys 100 years of marriage and happiness and love, man. Also, rest in peace. My aunt D, she passed last week unexpectedly. It was like a shock to me because so I knew she was in the hospital, but she had a stroke, I believe, last summer. But my aunt was super active on social media, so she was like literally on social media like a maybe I want to say like 2.5, maybe 3 weeks ago. Like she's active, like she's posting pictures, she's out at lunch, stuff like that. So I didn't get the details of what happened. I gotta call my cousin. We'll chop it up. He's actually a listener too. What's up, cuz? I know you're listening. Just we talked. Prayers to you. I think every time, like it's been weird. Like my family, we've had so many deaths over the last couple years. It's just like one of my relatives posted a picture with my aunt D, my aunt Spank, my aunt Eileen, my Emily, my grandmom, and then my aunt Peachy, and I think my uncle Johnny. And in that picture, only my aunt Peachy's alive. It's so crazy because in there again, they're to me, they're always young. Obviously, they're up there in age. They're in like 60s and 70s and stuff like that. Definitely 70s, but it's like so these particular aunts, they're my mom's aunts, so they're my great aunts. But the way it worked out, a lot of them are younger than my mom. Like my mom is 70. So like again, it's weird. Like everything happens so fast, man. And it's just to say, go see your people, man. Because I remember my uncle texted me or he messaged me. He's like, go see your aunt Didi, and like it was in the back of my mind to go do it, but again, I wouldn't even say I was done. I just didn't do it. I just didn't make the time to do it. Just being honest, I didn't make the time to do it. So I wish I had, but she was always good to me, and yeah, just God rest her soul. She lived a great life. Her funeral is next week, so I would imagine I'll be seeing all my relatives soon. And yeah, man, just go see your people. My plug for the day, I'm plugging my girl Martha. Martha has just opened up a brand new business called Blush Aesthetics Wellness Spa. She is a licensed esthetician. She offers custom treatments for all types of skin. She does facials, she does waxes, body treatment, man, eyebrows. She is very knowledgeable. She knows what the fuck she's doing. So, ladies, go see her. Fellas, go see her. I mean, if whatever it is you're into. I know most of the females I know y'all get waxes, you get your eyebrows done, stuff like that. Go check her out. Give her a chance. You won't be disappointed. She does an amazing job. She's really good at her craft and she's passionate about it. So, yeah, go see her. Go check her out. You can get her on Instagram at obviously Blush Aesthetics. Put that right in the search bar. Her page is gonna pop up. There's a link there where you can log in. I'm gonna put it up on the screen, but there's a link where you can log in, schedule appointments and things of that nature. So yeah, just go check her out, man. And I'm gonna leave y'all with this, man. If there's someone out there that you need to see or haven't seen in a while, go see them, y'all. Life is quick. Uh, Life is quick. I'm not about to tell you the men things you need to be. I just mean in general. If you got a relative that you're on good terms with, there's no issues going on. You just haven't seen them. Go visit them. You know what I mean? You never know. You never know. You just never know when the last time's the last time. I'll leave y'all with that. As usual, thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching. And until next time, peace.